Yeah, I know you're staring at the blueberry stain on my white shirt. What's the big deal? It's called being human. What, and you're so perfect? You've never made a little whoops-a-daisy, a little accident on your shirt while eating some blueberries? What are you, the berry brigadier or something? Never spills? Wow, I'm so proud. How impressive. Just get over it, tough guy. Anyway, though, what I want to talk about today, but not in too much detail for fear of some kind of legal repercussions for talking about it, what I'd like to cover briefly, vaguely, is the Game Freak hack that just happened. Probably one of the biggest leaks I've seen since the Insomniac moment, where pretty much everything Insomniac is and has been working on came to light. Something similar, not quite to that level, just happened with Game Freak. And since I've been gnawing on Nintendo's teats for a little bit here, baring my fangs, letting them know that I'm not happy with Nintendo's recent behavior, a lot of people are wondering why I haven't been talking about this more, because I've been on Nintendo like fart on poop, and I haven't talked much about these leaks. The reason's pretty obvious. I don't mind poking the sleeping bear occasionally playing, like Pokemon mods for TCG Simulator, or making fun of and insulting this company for their greed and downright nefarious evil practices. But when it comes to leaks, it's a little bit different. I've covered leaks in the past, like when Suicide Squad Board the Justice League Kill the Franchise came out. There were some leaks before it where it showed like UI as well as a little bit of gameplay. And I talked about that on stream and even had like a little clip in a video. Both those pieces of content got blasted. So I had to redo the video and take down that stream to get rid of that stuff. It wasn't a strike or anything, they just got taken down. They got blocked. So it is something that is taken seriously, and that was for Suicide Squad. That doesn't hold nearly the same amount of water that Pokemon does. And Nintendo is litigious and petty, and they are always out for blood, just hunting for any excuse to fuck someone in the face. It doesn't matter, like how tiny or trivial something may appear, Nintendo will go hog wild with it. They would probably go perform a vasectomy on a man if they found out he posted deviant art that was unflattering of Princess Peach, just out of spite. They protect their IP with an iron fist, and they have no qualms about doing some dirty deeds to keep it under their paws. So a breach like this, a hack, a leak like this, is a huge deal and something they're taking very seriously. And I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about or show from this, because I don't know how vengeful Nintendo will be. So I'm going to try and tiptoe around like specifics and instead just talk about the basics, because it's huge. Not only did they get all kinds of like top secret projects that are being worked on and code names, they got real names of employees and tons of information about the actual people that work there. It is a huge breach. And the biggest thing that's spinning from this that I'm sure a lot of people have heard of now is there was some lore, which is a term I'm using very loosey-goosey for this, lore around some Pokemon they found. And the biggest one that had people raising an eyebrow wondering what kind of fishy business is going on at Nintendo for this was around typhlosion. There were other stories with other Pokemon that not even Tumblr's weirdest fanfic writers would have ever even thought of, because they're just so fucking odd. Like, a couple of them revolved around Pokemon impregnating humans. I don't understand what they thought they were cooking with that. That shit is foul. Like not even deviant art would have made something to that level. Like in one of them I was reading, I don't want to get into specifics because I don't know how Nintendo's going to respond to this whole thing, but in one of them, a girl gets pregnant from a Pokemon. The Pokemon ends up getting stabbed by her friends and thrown into a lake, and then she throws herself into the lake, and as a result, her friends and everyone starts treating that Pokemon better. They stop stabbing and killing that Pokemon. But like, why are these Pokemon impregnating humans? So the Typhlosion one is probably the weirdest one. Like, that's why this one has become like the breakout of all of these, because it is peculiar. I've just gotta take you through this story, though, at least the basics of it. So it begins with this, verbatim. A long time ago, when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was unclear. What do you mean? How was there ever an unclear boundary between human and Pokemon. You can see where this is going, and it's fucking weird. Like, how was there ever any uncertainty? I know it became a big meme online with Smash or Pass Pokemon shit, but you have to keep in mind this is the official Nintendo stamp of approval as something they were almost going to use as an idea. Like in the leaks, there's a bunch of concept art and shit that never got actually used, and this is one of those components where this was something they were ideating on. This idea that there was a period in time where humans were fucking Pokemon. That is baffling. Anyway, though, the rest of the Typhlosion story goes that Typhlosion was a shapeshifter. It kidnapped a girl, kept going out to get berries. They'd eat berries and fall asleep together, and eventually they had a child together. And one of the quotes is, "Your father's looking for you, but you are my wife. I will have to fight him." So the Typhlosions gaslit this girl into staying with him and having a child together. And then the girl's like, "Don't kill my father. If you kill my father, how could I stay with you? You're a good person. Don't kill him." Eventually, Typhlosion's like, "Okay." And then the girl's like, "You need to let yourself be killed by my father." And he's like, "Okay, goodbye," and dies. He gets killed by the father. And the half Pokemon, half human child that the girl carries from the Typhlosion is subject to ridicule and disgust from the village that she's from. Eventually, after being teased for so long, her and the child vanish into the forest, and the story concludes with, "And so people came to understand that Typhlosions are half human beings." Wow. That's one of those moments where the fucking Twilight Zone theme plays right there at the end, or like the Saw theme right at the end with the crazy twist moment. It is bizarre. And that's only like the smallest piece of these leaks. That's just the one that I know a lot of people have latched onto because of how weird and wacky it is. But the leaks are huge. The amount of information that they got from Game Freak through this hack is crazy. I have no doubt whoever instigated this, whoever actually like orchestrated this hack, will be found dead soon. Nintendo will not leave them breathing. Nintendo, of course, is very litigious, like I mentioned, but in a case like this, I feel like they are going to go the extra mile and actually execute this person publicly. They will probably put this person and broadcast it on every platform. They have a fucking special Pokemon Unite season event for it where they kill the hacker. Like, they are probably so mad and trying to explore the most extreme options to get this person. I am super curious to see how the rest of this plays out because it is a big leak. I haven't talked about the big stuff, but if you've read up on the leak, you've already seen some of it. So, you know, I did want to at least speak on it a little bit. I'd love to be able to talk more on it, but I don't want to get in trouble with Nintendo because I think they're probably fuming right now and they might just start lashing out at anybody even loosely covering the leaks. So, that's really about it. See ya.